My dear friends, our topic, act like you don't want anyone's attention, may seem paradoxical at first glance, but I assure you, it contains within it the very essence of manifestation and the key to unlocking your divine potential. As we embark on this journey together, I want you to suspend all preconceived notions about attention, recognition, and validation. But what I'm about to share with you is beyond the surface level understanding of human behavior and delves deep into the spiritual realm of creation and manifestation. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This eternal truth, my dear friends, is the foundation upon which we will build our understanding. For you see, the Word is not merely a spoken utterance, but it is the very essence of creation itself. It is the power of imagination, the force that shapes reality. When we constantly seek attention from others, we are, in essence, denying our own divinity. We are looking outside of ourselves for validation, for confirmation of our worth, when all along the kingdom of heaven is within us. By acting as if we don't want anyone's attention, we are aligning ourselves with our true nature, with the God within. Consider for a moment the story of creation. God did not create the world and then seek validation from his creation. No, he simply spoke and it was so. He imagined and it came to be. This, my friends, is the power that resides within each and every one of you. You are made in the image and likeness of God, and therefore you possess the same creative power. When you act as if you don't want anyone's attention, you are mirroring this divine attribute. You are declaring to the universe, I am complete. I am whole. I am sufficient unto myself. And in doing so, you are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. Now, let us delve deeper into the mechanics of this principle. When you seek attention, you are operating from a state of lack. You're saying to the universe, I am not enough as I am. I need others to validate my existence. This state of consciousness attracts more experiences that reinforce this feeling of lack. It's a self-perpetuating cycle that keeps you trapped in a limited version of yourself. But when you act as if you don't want anyone's attention, you're operating from a state of abundance. You are saying, I am complete. I am whole. I need nothing outside of myself. This state of consciousness attracts experiences that reinforce your sense of completeness and wholeness. You begin to manifest a reality that reflects your inner state of being. My dear friends, understand this. The world is you pushed out. Everything you perceive in your outer reality is a reflection of your inner state. When you constantly seek attention, you are projecting a state of neediness and lack onto the world around you. But when you act as if you don't need attention, you project a state of completeness and self-sufficiency. This is not to say that you should become a hermit or shun all human interaction. Far from it. Rather, it means that you interact with the world from a place of fullness rather than emptiness. You give of yourself freely, not because you need something in return, but because you are overflowing with abundance. Consider the sun. It does not shine to gain attention or recognition. It shines because that is its nature. It gives light and warmth freely, asking nothing in return. And yet all life on earth turns towards it, basks in its radiance, and flourishes because of it. This, my friends, is how you should be in the world. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, how can I act as if I don't want attention when I feel a deep need for validation? And to this I say, you must use your divine gift of imagination. For imagination is the bridge between your current state and your desired state. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself moving through the world with complete self-assurance. See yourself interacting with others from a place of inner peace and contentment. Feel the sense of wholeness and completeness that permeates your being. This is not something outside of you that you need to attain. It is your true nature, your divine inheritance. As you hold this image in your mind, as you feel the reality of it, you're impressing it upon your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant that it is, will begin to bring this state into manifestation in your outer world. Remember, my dear friends, that your consciousness is the only reality. What you assume to be true, what you feel to be real, is what will manifest in your experience. When you assume the feeling of being complete and whole, when you embody the state of not needing anyone's attention, you are setting in motion the forces that will bring this reality into manifestation. This principle applies to all areas of your life. In your relationships, when you act as if you don't need attention or validation from others, you become magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who are self-assured and content within themselves. In your career, when you focus on doing excellent work for its own sake rather than for recognition, you often find that recognition comes naturally. But here's the key. You must persist in this new state of consciousness. It's not enough to simply imagine it once and then revert to your old patterns of thinking and behavior. You must live from this new state consistently, even when your outer circumstances haven't yet caught up with your inner reality. This, my friends, is what it means to live by faith. It's not about believing in something outside of yourself, but about having faith in the power of your own consciousness to shape your reality. It's about trusting in the law of assumption, knowing that what you assume to be true must and will manifest in your experience. Now let us address a common misconception. Acting as if you don't want attention doesn't mean becoming invisible or diminishing your light. On the contrary, it means shining your light so brightly that you don't need to draw attention to it. It means being so secure in who you are that you don't need external validation. Think of the great spiritual teachers throughout history. They didn't seek attention or acclaim. They simply were who they were, and the world was drawn to their light. This is the power that resides within each of you. When you tap into your true nature, when you align with the God within, you naturally become a beacon of light in the world. My dear friends, understand this stands from a misstanding of your true nature. You seek attention because you believe you lack something, that you need something from the outside to complete you. But I tell you this, you are already complete. You are already whole. You are already one with the source of all creation. When you truly grasp this truth, when you embody it in your consciousness, the need for attention falls away naturally. You no longer seek validation from others because you understand that all the validation you need is already within you. You are the operant power in your life. You are the God of your universe. Now some of you may be wondering, but Neville, won't acting as if I don't want attention make me less successful in life? And to this I say, success is not about gaining attention or recognition from others. True success is about aligning with your divine nature and expressing it fully in the world. When you act from this place of alignment, when you move through the world as a complete and whole being, you naturally attract experiences that reflect this state of being. You find yourself in the right place at the right time. Opportunities seem to fall into your lap. People are drawn to your energy and want to work with you. This is not because you're seeking attention or trying to impress others. It's because you're vibrating at a frequency that aligns with your highest good. You're in harmony with the creative forces of the universe. And the universe responds in kind. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. He didn't seek attention or recognition. He simply did what was right, regardless of his circumstances. Whether he was a slave or a prisoner, he acted with integrity and excellence. And in due time, he was elevated to a position of great power and influence. This, my friends, is the power of acting as if you don't want anyone's attention. It's about focusing on being your best self, on expressing your divine nature, regardless of external circumstances. It's about trusting in the law of assumption, knowing that your inner state will inevitably be reflected in your outer reality. Now, let us delve even deeper into this principle. When you act as if you don't want anyone's attention, you are, in essence, surrendering your ego. You are letting go of the need to be seen, to be recognized, to be validated by others. And in this surrender, you open yourself up to a higher power. You see, my dear friends, the ego is like a veil that separates you from your true nature. It's the part of you that believes you are separate from God, separate from the source of all creation. When you surrender this ego, when you let go of the need for attention and recognition, you remove this veil. You allow your true nature, your divine self, to shine through. This is what it means to die to your old self and be reborn. It's not a physical death, but a death of the ego, of the false self that believes it needs validation from the outside world. And in this death, you are reborn as your true self, as the God-man that you truly are. When you operate from this place, when you act as if you don't want anyone's attention, you are allowing the God within you to express itself fully. You become a clear channel for divine inspiration. Ideas flow through you effortlessly. Creativity becomes your natural state of being. You find yourself guided to take actions that are in perfect alignment with your highest good. This, my friends, is the true meaning of success. It's not about accumulating wealth or fame or power. It's about aligning with your divine nature and allowing it to express itself fully in the world. And when you do this, when you act from this place of alignment, all those other things, wealth, recognition, influence, tend to follow naturally. But here's the key. You must not seek these things for their own sake. You must seek first the kingdom of God which is within you. You must align with your true nature, with the God within. And when you do this, when you act as if you don't need anyone's attention because you are already complete and whole, all these things will be added unto you. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, this sounds too good to be true. Surely it can't be this simple. And to this I say, the truth is always simple. It's our human minds that complicate things. The law of assumption, the principle of acting as if, is as simple and as natural as breathing. Just as you don't have to think about how to breathe. You don't have to struggle to apply this principle. You simply need to assume the state of being complete and whole, of not needing anyone's attention. You need to feel it as real, to live from that state consistently. And as you do this, you will find your outer world naturally aligning with this inner state. Remember, my dear friends, that creation is finished. All possible states already exist. When you act as if you don't want anyone's attention, you are not creating a new state. You are simply selecting a state that already exists and stepping into it. You're choosing to occupy a version of reality where you are already complete and whole. This is the power of your imagination. It is the power to select from infinite possibilities and make them your reality. When you imagine yourself as someone who doesn't need attention, who is secure in their own being, you are selecting that version of yourself from the infinite versions that exist. And as you persist in this state, as you live from it consistently, it becomes your reality. Now, let us address a common challenge that many face when applying this principle. You may find that old habits of seeking attention die hard. You may catch yourself falling back into patterns of neediness or validation seeking. When this happens, do not judge yourself harshly. Simply observe it, acknowledge it, and then consciously choose again. Remember, you are in the process of transformation. You are shifting from one state of consciousness to another. This shift doesn't always happen overnight. It requires persistence, patience, and above all, faith in the law of assumption. Each time you catch yourself seeking attention, use it as an opportunity to reaffirm your new state. Say to yourself, I remember when I used to seek attention, but now I know that I am complete and whole within myself. In doing so, you are rewriting your subconscious patterns and reinforcing your new state of being. My dear friends, understand, the world is a mirror reflecting back to you your own consciousness. When you consistently act as if you don't want anyone's attention, when you live from a state of completeness and wholeness, the world will begin to reflect this back to you. You will find that people treat you differently. They will respect you more, value your opinions more highly, seek out your company more often. This is not because you've done anything to impress them or gain their attention. It's simply because you're radiating a different energy. You're vibrating at a higher frequency. And people naturally respond to this energy, often without even knowing why. Consider the great spiritual teachers throughout history. They didn't seek followers or try to impress anyone. They simply embodied their truth, lived from their divine nature. And people were naturally drawn to them, sensing the power and authenticity of their being. This, my friends, is the power that resides within each of you. when you act as if you don't want anyone's attention, when you live from a place of inner completeness, you become like these great teachers. You become a light in the world, not because you're trying to be, but because it's your natural state of being. Now let us take this principle even further. When you act as if you don't want anyone's attention, you are, in essence, practicing detachment. You are detaching from the outcomes of your actions, from the opinions of others, from the need for external validation. This detachment is not indifference. It's not about not caring. Rather, it's about caring so deeply about being true to your divine nature that everything else becomes secondary. It's about being so aligned with your inner truth that external opinions and validations lose their power over you. In this state of detachment, you find true freedom. You're no longer bound by the opinions of others or the need for their approval. You're free to express your divine nature fully, without fear or hesitation. And in this freedom, you find your greatest power. You see, my dear friends, when you're not bound by the need for attention or approval, you're free to take risks, to be creative, to express yourself authentically. You're free to follow your intuition, to pursue your true calling without worrying about what others might think. This freedom is the birthright of every human being. It's the natural state of the God-man that you truly are. When you act as if you don't want anyone's attention, you are reclaiming this birthright. You are stepping into your true power as a divine being. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, won't acting as if I don't want attention make me seem aloof or uncaring? And to this I say, quite the opposite. When you're not seeking attention for yourself, you're free to give your full attention to others. Think about it. When you're constantly seeking attention, your focus is on yourself. You're thinking about how you're being perceived, whether you're making a good impression, whether the people are noticing you. But when you let go of this need for attention, you're free to truly see and hear others. In this state, you become a better listener, a more empathetic friend, a more effective leader. You're able to connect with others on a deeper level because you're not distracted by your own need for validation. You're present, fully engaged in the moment, fully focused on the person in front of you. This, my friends, is true charisma. It's not about drawing attention to yourself, but about being so present, so authentic that people are naturally drawn to you. It's about being so secure in yourself that you can give your full attention to others without needing anything in return. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. Acting as if you don't want anyone's attention is not about becoming invisible or diminishing your light. It's about shining so brightly from within that you don't need external sources to illuminate you. It's about knowing, truly knowing, that you are already complete, already whole, already one with the source of all creation. It's about living from this knowing, embodying it in every thought, every word, every action. When you do this, when you act from this place of inner completeness, you become a powerful force in the world. Not because you're seeking to be, but because it's the natural expression of your true nature. So go forth, my dear friends, and practice this principle. Act as if you don't want anyone's attention. Live from a place of inner completeness and wholeness. Trust in the law of assumption, knowing that as you assume this state, it must and will manifest in your outer reality. Remember, you are the operant power in your life. You are the God of your universe. As you think and feel and assume, so shall your world be. Choose wisely, choose consciously, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. And above all, have faith. Faith in the law. Faith in your divine nature. Faith in the power of your consciousness to shape your reality. For with faith, all things are possible. Thank you, my dear friends, for your attention and your presence. May you go forth and live from the God within you, shining your light brightly in the world. Not for attention or acclaim, but because it is your true nature to do so. God bless you all.